empowering communities for public safety.
There you go. Those positions are going to be new on the docket, as they say.
Oh yeah. The positions as that. So that's one of the positions that I'm running for. If you didn't know, running for the 15th district. That's basically police accountability. Took some time to get here. Laquan McDonald was shot down in the streets by Chicago policemen. Two separate groups devised their idea of what civilian-led accountability could look like. They had different ideas, but once we got Mayor Lightfoot in place and she was the professional reformer of Chicago police, they had an ally. And so when times got rough for her, she said, hey, let me go and pull that card out. I need to be the reformer. So she was able to, get with these two groups. And in fact, they came together because they knew there's powers in numbers. They brought their respective legislation piece together and, they were able to trim off some of the fat. And what we left with is ECPS. And this is the first year that these elected councils are going to be in place. And so it's really momentous. You know what I mean? I just got off the call with my team earlier, and I asked them all, why are you here? And, there's a lot of different reasons as to why they were there, but none of them focus around this historic moment that's about to be undertaken. The fact that we have civilian-led accountability is first and foremost the reason that anybody's at the table that's running for the district council, because we get to usher in a new era of community-led accountability of the Chicago police. Well, one, we can look at these instances of negative engagement with our community, whether it's the unarmed shootings or it's the aggravated assaults and things like that toward the community, as we can look at these individuals running as people that could really help to change the narrative around that by instilling policy. But we also can look at these individuals as being able to be a bridge between the Chicago police. And so we can continue to figure out how do we have better public safety with both of us working together, because ultimately that's the goal. We definitely want to prevent as much as we can these instances of violence towards our community from Chicago police. But on the reverse of that, how do we work together? How do we get Chicago police, because they are needed to do the job that they're doing and do it at a better clip so that we can all feel safe about the job that we do. Well, they are humans. They got to go home. They got family, and we got family and friends and loved ones too. And we want to make sure everybody can make it home after those altercations. So, man, we're looking forward to it. And to me, it's a privilege to be in a position where people are looking towards me to be a representative on this particular council, and they're saying, "Hey, damn, they're like, this yours to lose." And I'm like, "Hey, don't get too cocky. Let me do that." You know what I mean? I know the type of work that I put in, and I'm deserving of whatever that comes to me because of that work. But we still got to work, and we're gonna make sure that we do all the work necessary to get on there. That being said, I got a fundraiser December 18th from 2 to 5, 5902 West Race, Apartment 2, at Le Chateau Williams.
West Race. Where is that? Race in what?
That's Race in Mayfield. What's the last one? Mason? Right before Austin. So 5902. Yeah. So we gonna.
What's it called?
Le Chateau Williams.
That's a place?
Yeah. Real exquisite. So we definitely looking forward to people being able to help us make the ballot. Well, not necessarily make the ballot. We're looking forward to people helping us to fundraise so that we can make some things happen. Put some signs out in the thing and the like. So looking forward to that. Heavy. I see one of my members on the line, Angelica. She running for the 25th district. You know what I mean? She running ECPS. Yeah. What's up? We in here. Angelica, you lit? Okay, she's just listening. Hey, Diana, how are you? I see you on the line, Diana. Moving quick today. So Diana, Angelica is an individual who's running the 25th district for the district council. So she's somebody that you should know.
Okay, thank you. We should get each other's numbers after before that. Like Mayor.
Venus.
Can you hear me, John?
I hear you. Thanks, Diana.
What's the fundraiser for?
So the fundraiser, I'm doing a fundraiser to raise funds for myself so that I could X. Raising funds for myself so I can get on the district council.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, and you should come too if you can make it. I know the difficulties, so but if you can make it, it would be awesome.
Definitely. Like to. Thank you.
Okay, I'll make sure that I keep you informed of everything going forward.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see Venus. Hey, Venus, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Venus.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was wonderful, fun, and fantastic, and blessed.
Yeah, that sounds good. Love to hear that. So I know you live in the 25th district too. So you're another person that I need to connect you, Angelica, to.
Well, I've been here several times at the 25th district.
Oh, okay, good.
We do have a number, we just haven't never connected with each other.
Okay, that's good. She definitely gonna need your support over there because she's gonna be up against it in the 25th district. That's a rough district. So she gonna need the Nobel neighbors and y'all support.
And she got it.
Oh, that's love. What's up, Miss Jacobs?
You on mute, Miss J. You gotta unmute.
Miss Jacobs?
Yeah. Let me see if can you unmute her?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
You hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yes, we can.
I'm good. Thank you, Lord. I'm good.
That's good.
Sounds good.
Praise the Lord.
What's up, Tiny?
Oh, everything was great. I
That's
had a
good.
wonderful Thanksgiving, and I got so many things to be thankful for. And one thing is for you guys in this program.
Oh man,
Well,
appreciate that.
Tiny.
I see iPhone too. God, you just came on camera, then you went off.
That's me, Barbara.
Barbara, yeah,
Hey, Barbara.
Yeah.
All right, all
good.
right.
Hey, you want to tell the people how your event went?
Yeah.
Oh, say thank you to Steve, Raheem. I mean, they really did actually, it went well. It was really good. And all our food was gone, and Raheem really, his group really helped people that needed clothes and hats and stuff. And we had another group, company outreach that gave away toiletries. When we toiletries, again, toiletries. Everybody enjoyed it. The people were so happy that we was there to do it.
Yeah.
And I just, think we should do that more, not just on the holidays, but year round. So I'm definitely trying to work with Raheem to see if we can get that something done like that at least once a month that we can help the community. But it was great. And I really appreciate it. It was decent in the order, very orderly. So everything worked out really beautiful. Thank you, Steve, for us usual
Thank you for helping the community. It's not about me. It's not about just us. It's everybody. Everybody that's in need, and that's what Thanksgiving is really about. Being thankful to do things and being thankful to receive things. And I guess people that were receiving were very thankful.
I see you out there, Mosaic. What you on?
Not much, Thanksgiving was cool. Just chill, You know me, I'm just in the background listening, and
All right.
Well,
What's that? Mr. Guala? What you want? What's the word, Mr. Guala?
he's a Mr. Guala.
Yeah, what it look like. All right, bet. I got one more iPhone on that, man. Who that is? I see one more iPhone. Somebody calling in, it look like, I guess, or maybe they just on their iPhone.
But you know what? We got a good group of people today. I got it. I got a topic, man. And my topic is, where are we when we need us? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. I feel you on that, Yonder.
That was Steve. But DeAndre,
Oh, that was Steve.
oh
All
yeah,
right. Sorry, Steve.
that's okay.
Usually I get voice.
No, I'm serious. Where are we when we need us? I mean,
We're all waiting for the other guy to fix our problem.
yeah,
I
and
don't
some
know how many times in this community they're always thinking something else to do it.
yeah,
All that? You get pictures?
Yeah.
but
What was the question, please?
it wasn't so much a question. Well, I guess it is a question, but it's a statement that's a question. Where are we when we need us? And the reason I say that because sometimes when we're put to task for the littlest things that you think are of interest to the individuals, they don't show up. They don't show out. They just, shouting and making a lot of noise. And we got to be better than that. Because I can tell you this much from my experience. We in that line when we got a handout. We in that line when we asked to just, hey, we ain't asked you to tow the rope. We just saying hold the rope. And if we get enough people holding the rope, we can pull the opposition or the element that we're trying to solve across together. But where are we when we need us? And I'm going to say that because right now, as DeAndre said, we're about to hit the political season real tight. And I know the weather is going to be rough. I know everybody don't have money, but I know everybody wants something. So my question again, where are we when we need us? Anybody?
Well, can I say something?
Sure, go ahead,
As
Tony.
far as peacemakers go, when one of us needs help, we help. For instance, one of our members, Reverend Williams, just had heart surgery. And he needed not a wheelchair, but a recliner because different muscles come into play when you have surgery. So you have to have a recliner or something to help you. And so Venus found us a chair, and I got together with some peacemaker members, and we got the chair from Reverend Williams.
There you go.
So peace is going, and we have a problem, we help each other.
There you go. Every little bit.
I feel like it's kind of hard for black people to come together as a we due to the fact that we get so separated. We get so many issues within the black community. So it's kind of difficult to have that we and not to give a lot of our resources to the wrong organizations. Like, for instance, we talked about this last time, I think, the black churches. The black churches, a person could have been there to go to a black church and get it within that same hour, you know what I'm saying? We pay all these times to these black churches, and, and that's what a lot of black people get a lot of inspiration from. And so when you go to the church and you get these eyes and, you need a funeral, you got to start to go fund me, you got to come up with. So I think black people definitely need to come together and come on some type of code, you know what I'm saying? We need to start promoting some type of code, just like back in the 90s, we had the Dare New Drug campaign. We need a eternal, yearly, annually campaign throughout the whole year on teaching black people how to give food to the next neighbor, make sure the next neighbor got food, stuff like that. I think if we teach each other how to work with each other, we'll be able to, do for each other a little bit better.
Well, let me kind of clear the air a little bit. When I was saying we, I wasn't particularly saying black people, but yeah, I am black, so we start with me and we. But I was saying in general. Pardon?
outside of black or help black people. Right? I feel like it's really only blacks that help blacks because when you let other races infiltrate, they don't really when you let other races infiltrate, they infiltrate, they don't integrate with black people.
So
You know,
I was kind of
you know,
speaking. I was kind of speaking to like the mayoral races and the automatic races, because the mayoral races, they gonna get one just by black people. I think you do know that, right? Automatic races in some cases are not going to be won solely by just black people. I'm saying people that cry out all the doggone time and complain, but don't do crap when it's time to make an adjustment. That's what I'm saying. Where are we when we need this? They will complain, they will show out. What did I just say? Show out, shout, but they ain't gonna show up. You know, and that's all I'm saying. Where are we when we need us? Because believe me, one thing people don't forget, you know, everybody got a bucket of excuses, everybody got a bag of explanations. But when they need something, they got two hands and probably 2 feet out. And all I'm saying is we gotta get beyond that. We, whether it's black, Hispanic, white, Asian, whoever it is, we have to figure out how we're going to come together when we need us. Because again, I don't think the mayor's race is going to be solely won just on black people because she's a black woman, if that's what you're trying to say.
So I think with
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, in terms of, politically speaking, I think one of the biggest issues that we continue to struggle with is understanding the process itself. We don't understand the process. We don't have a relationship with it, nor do we have a relationship with the individuals that are making decisions. And I said, one of the things that I really wanted to do and be instrumental in, and life caught up with itself, and I have so many things going on, is I wanted to get people out and I wanted to introduce them to their alderman, their state representative, their congressman, their state senator, and their commissioner. Not only would I like to introduce them to them, but let them have a conversation with these individuals so they can find out what their job roles are for our community.
And how it affects them.
I personally feel like the more educated you become towards the people and what they are actually supposed to be doing, the more you become a little bit more familiar with the process and are more likely to be involved in it. Because when you talk about going to somebody with your hand out, technically you should go to them with your hand out. You should, because that's the role that they accepted as a public servant, to help the individuals that can't help themselves. The reciprocity comes in the fact that when they show up for you, you have to likewise do for them. Now, where that becomes an issue is if that's an individual of low ethical standards or morals or values that isn't in alignment with who you are, right? But then what that means is you recognize that, and then you go and be involved in the process of putting another individual that actually does stand for you in that position. And that is where we've become, where we've fallen short of the process.
Right.
We and I mention this too often. Yeah, I'm last point. I mentioned this too often, is that we have these efforts where we're always trying to get people to register to vote. But then what happens in between the time where it's time to actually vote, right? And to me, that means nothing about registering a person where you have 55,000 people in the ward, 35,000 are registered, but 8,000 come out and vote. That means nothing. Go ahead, Diana.
Thank you, DeAndre. So, DeAndre and the gentleman who was just speaking all said everything was straight and accurate. I just want to say this. Going back to where are we with just, I did make the statement that people are looking for someone else to do that kind of work, Where are we? We're all unfortunately focused on, survival. That's it. That's happening in our community, whether it's black or brown. That's across the board. The other thing is, I want to say that people are not marginalized just because they're black. It's crazy enough that people find some reason to hate another person. You know, it's usually the easiest thing to out, right? And so there are black people, the white people who are marginalized. You know, and we're being victimized by other white people. So it's crazy, right? So again, where are we? We meet up, right? I agree with the gentleman. You know, I listened to him say, "Oh, I feel like we black people can help black people." Well, if that's how you feel, that's fine. You know, put your hand out there and get your feet moving. Go out there and help that other black person. You know, I can respect that. I'm brown, and I'll do the same for anybody at any color. I'm also blind. So, you know, color doesn't really make a difference to me. I'd like to see us all working together because that's the only way we're going to advance. So maybe we should start thinking, okay, black people will do things for black people, brown people will do things for brown people. That's all right. But why don't we both come together, you know, as minorities, as people of color, and when it comes to what's very important, election time, because guess what? That's when they're listening to us. That's when they want us all to go out and vote. And that's okay too, because, you know, that's what it's all about. That's the process. I agree with DeAndre. In order to understand and respect and engage in the process, we gotta know what it is. And so there's an education piece that really has to be done. In our community, we did it through live streaming. Someone who actually told us, you know, all about the midterm elections so that we can go out and make intelligent decisions. You know, and we do that either live stream. We're starting to do it really in little 30-minute, 30-second segments on what is that, TikTok. And so, you know, so it all comes back down to having our voice, you know, making those, standing in those numbers, because the mayor's not, you know, when these people run for election, they don't really care what color we are as long as we cast the vote, right? And if we want them to give us stuff in our time of need, you know, we want our officials to have resources provided to us because, you know, DeAndre said that's their job. Then we need to get them in office. We need to support them. We need to show that they have votes and powers.
Right.
So the next level of so the next level of government up at top, and for flood leaders, they can say there's an engaged community. Let's back them. Let's throw some money at them, see what they can do, what they will do. You know, otherwise we go with people into office, and then we leave them there, standing there with hardly, you know, anything to show for power to hire up politicians or nonprofits, you know, in our state, our federal, you know, representation in the Senate or the House, you know, they're not speaking for us because we don't give our elected officials on the aldermanic level or the state level the numbers, the power, the voice to be able to. My community needs this community does this and that, you know, this, finance it, that, support. And so until we start looking at things a little differently, you know, thinking outside of the box, you know, because we all have our own biases, we all have our own way of thinking, you know. But sometimes we gotta put all of that aside and unite, or just simply the numbers and the volume of our place, you know, so we can say, this is what we're saying, this is what our community sees. And no matter where we are in 22 districts, none of us are the magnificent mile, right? The Gold Coast or Lincoln Park. We're very far from it. So
Yeah.
we need to get out there. The vote is the only thing that's gonna put us on the map.
Right. Well, that's kind of where I'm going. You know, again, where are we when we need this? We need to know what we want. We need to know how to get it, and we need to know how to keep it sustained and continue.
You know, I want to, Angelica, you still there? Okay. All right, I want to, So as a new entrant into this political atmosphere, so to speak, what are your thoughts on trying to get, because number one, not only do you have to go and get votes, you got to try to get people to go out and vote. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be a part of the get out to vote effort if your name is on the ballot. So, what's your thoughts about what was just said in terms of what we need to do?
I think we have to meet people where they are. I think everybody has a valid point. And it's individualized. So you have your seniors who you don't know where people are in their life. So we have to go for your seniors who might not be interested. Because we have to go, let's get some questions together. Let's see if we can get some understanding to the point of the gentleman who goes after this all, let's get everything in. If we get our energy go to the polls, because again, it is a time where it's going to be cold. There's not some people get in there. There are people who aren't involved in the big one. Who are, when it's okay, out this and then that, and then they will look at when it comes to votes, they did not really turn it out. So, maybe people, it could be people, but I think me individually where we are, it could be certain where everybody don't feel their way, everybody don't want to get voted. So, on this trail of different politics, you have different mindsets, and you have to get to know people and to figure out what it is that they need and support them and they support us. That's my short.
Okay.
I would say when we're handing out those things that people need, when we're delivering resources, we need to start asking. You provide the polling station. You need some help voting. I'm blind. I don't have someone from y'all in this office. The same person every election. Me and my mom, they take us, they help us vote and bring us home. So we don't have time to things. I agree with the church man, but also lots of things we could have. We could have talked to lots of people that take everybody out of their lives that they can get out and vote. It's important to engage up.
Right.
But when we're asking and then getting phone numbers and addresses so that we can make arrangements for these people to be picked up, it's like Angela said, it's getting old. Yeah, and I will say, no, I think also, it's a variety of individual things. So many people who went into like me, like no one no already not really understanding and not take the time to educate themselves, allow me to do my question about me to the next anyway. But you help, right? You are affected. So many people who are, like I find that not only I should say that, but there are several who are not eligible and unfortunately don't really, don't always want to know. So just finding a way to change that mindset and, we have to change our mindset, I think. And we do need to support it. And we do need to support it. I do think culture support their people a lot more than in the Black community. And I would like to see that happen. I think it's great that I don't think it's wrong there. I would like to see Black people support Black people, just like brown support brown. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's not wrong that we should have it change. Like, I don't know. It's like brown people, like, I love my brown people. We do it when it's like, when it's Juneteenth. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that everyday mindset? And then we all can know each other effectively when it's to that point.
Yeah, well said. I saw a hand go up. I think that was Kim. iPhone.
Hello.
What's up, Kim?
I have a question. Is part of it that the generation that remembers how people died, what was done for us to vote? It seems like it's almost consciousness and respect is not there for everything that was done for us to vote. They don't care who you vote for, just get out and do it.
Right.
And I'm wondering if that generation not hearing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think that generation here no more. I don't listen. Harold Washington don't mean a thing to these kids these days, right? Number one, I didn't know nothing about Harold Washington until I started getting involved in politics in 2016. I did not know nothing about this man until I got in politics in 2016. So to the average person that's not really politically and civically engaged, that don't mean anything. So those marches and things like that happened in the '60s, the voter right, that don't mean anything to people today that don't have a connection, especially if it wasn't passed down through the family. So,
in other words, you don't know what you're missing if you ain't never missed it.
facts. I thought Claiborne. I saw. Wait, hold on. I got one hand up, and then I'm gonna go to you, Mosaic, and then I'm gonna come to you, Diana. Claiborne, I see your hand up.
Okay. Yeah.
Claiborne? Okay.
I was, thinking, I was hearing everybody, one of the things that stood out to me was the young lady had indicated that, folks are, I'm paraphrasing here, not that they're looking out for themselves, people, have to, survive. And, that's the point. And it's like, it's a hard reality of it. Because, we can say that, we want to do, gather classes or, get out to road projects, or we want to, food, giveaways to everybody in the community, or, educate, our people on, who's in the mayor's race, or who's running for all of the government, or even educate our people on, how they can have a say so in the process. But doing all this stuff to make sure people know everything, and all this stuff, it takes money. I mean, if it's what we normally do, professional development, or a week-long training with the people. And under the questions are if you could spend ways of magic on and have a perfect school, what is one of the things that you would change or have in a perfect school? And one of the things mentioned was money, because it seemed like unfortunately money makes the world go round, money makes things happen. So we can have all these perfect actions, we can have all these wonderful projects that we want to do for our community, but if we don't have money, it's a long shot in getting to where we want or need to be.
Yeah, you ain't never lying, brother. I want to bring in Guala. My boy Guala love talking money, man. What's up? Then I got you, Mosaic, and I'm coming back to you. I just wanted to hear Guala after the money talk. All right, don't look like Guala there, man. I'm gonna go with.
I agree with what he's talking about, but y'all was talking about, but Steve's question was more geared towards, how to get people in the community to help more. We definitely would need more money, but I don't think for what Steve asked you don't necessarily need money. It's more like what Barry be talking about with his time exchange. Like people have to be willing to exchange time, especially when you're doing something like community work. It's not about money, but if you need to understand money, how that's a whole different type of conversation. Because I don't think if I believe if you gave more black people money, they would actually turn even more crazy towards each other. Because then it become a stunting competition where it's like, I got a better car, bigger car. Now this man want to kill this man because he said his car ain't so big. So I don't know if money gonna help with what Steve's talking about in this situation.
Right.
All right.
And I am talking about self-interest.
Money funding for programs, because the young lady indicated that, well, if we, how the question was, where are we? Will we need us? And she indicated that, we survival. Everybody Let
That's-
me clarify, because you're right, I did say that.
Okay.
But, I also, yeah, I don't retract any of that. I live in survival mode. I'm not any better off than the people that I try to help. But I seem to have found a whole bunch of them who are just like me. Some of them better off because they still have their vision and they're working. But when I mean survival mode, I mean people are going to work, trying to pay their bills, put food on the table, clothe their kids, make sure their kids stay alive and have clothes on their back. That's what I mean by survival mode. Just like everybody else, we're trying to get along. But I have found that you don't need money. You need persistence. You need ideas. You need persistence. You need to have a heart that doesn't give up. And you need to be overcome obstacle after obstacle after obstacle because people are always going to throw obstacles in your way. No, money won't do it because there will never be enough money to fix the problems in any given community. Yeah, because everything doesn't come down to money. It comes down to knowledge, education, feeding, personal experience. It comes down to so many things. So I have found women in my community, 28 solid women, and I've got, 200 followers. And it's just a little women's group, and we do all kinds of stuff without money. We do it with time, and we do it with work, and we do it by talking and reaching out and networking. And yes, we do use nonprofits because we're a group. Because we're a group and we're known, we do get to be heard by sometimes the aldermen, certainly by nonprofits, state legislators. They know that we will go out and get stuff changed and get it done, and we'll do it ourselves. I always tell them, we're not looking for anybody to give us a handout. We'll do the work ourselves. We'll make our community a better place ourselves.
Right,
so
right.
You can be with us, but you can ignore us. But we're going to do things here.
Yeah.
And you know what? They'll listen and they'll watch and see what you do. So it's not all about money.
Let me say what I think it's about.
Rich to live, in comfort and offer people money.
Let me tell you what I think it's really about. It's about having a plan. If you have a plan, you can do things. I mean,
Right.
You can hear everything that's going on. It's because, all the comments that's being made. The reason we have so many different comments because we don't have a plan. I mean, when Kate, well, I don't think we have a plan because if we had a plan, the people would understand the plan and the assignment, and then they would activate. Most cases, we're not asking people to do a lot. We're just saying, do what you can do, but just get it done.
Yeah, but I think that goes back to what Angelica was saying about roles. Singers sing, dancers dance, and everybody want to dance and sing. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Like, come on, like people gotta do what they do. We gotta find people that's supposed to lead. We gotta find people that's supposed to stand behind them people, and we gotta find people that stand behind them people. And so everybody know what they supposed to be doing, man. Everybody ain't a master chef. Everybody can't be the top cop. Like it just don't work like that. So everybody got to understand their role and they got to stay in their lane.
But my thing is when it comes to politics and voting, it's how hard is it to say, man, you got a house full of people, especially if they're adults. Are they registered? And then once they're registered,
but we ain't giving them nothing to vote for. No. These people have no reason to go out and vote for some of these people, man. None.
These people don't even know. Let's be honest. These people don't even know what's on the ballot. They don't know what anybody's offering for as an alternative.
Facts.
Nobody knows the issue. So they don't have a reason to vote because they are uneducated on this.
Yeah, that's why I said we got to educate them.
And that's their epidemic.
Yeah. I want to go to Mosaic. Let me get you in here, Mosaic. And then I got you, Tiny. I see your hand up. I got you.
Okay, so to the other point about the young lady that spoke about not caring about what people did in the '60s. I think it's like it's really you be dealing with time You feel me? You dealing with time, man. When you deal with time, you just get so far removed from something. It's like it's never happened. It's like it exists. Looking at 9/11, when 9/11 happened, everybody who was American was all together and whatnot. Then years later, now they make 9/11 jokes. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like a joke. You know, now they putting Martin Luther King Jr. on Facebook with a fade with a part in his head. So it's like, it's nothing personal, but all old stuff just starts to become not relevant, and people tend to make fun of it. They make fun of all the ancient wars and all of that. And to the other young lady, and Elika, the black community do need money. It is about money. I went through a Jewish community the other day. They got like castles for houses. Like one of the women, and then all of these women wear dresses. They all wear the same clothes. They all wear dresses. They all wear stockings. You feel me? They all got their hair tied up. They all present a certain type of way. And then all the men dress the same as well. They all on code with each other. And then when the lady opened the door, and I'm telling you, when she opened that door, it looked like a modern 1870s. I'm like, they got a raw fire. It was just crazy. So definitely, and they got money. So it's definitely about money. And you ain't gonna get too many volunteers in the black community with money. These people work for Walmart, Home Depot, the corner store, the shoe store. They don't have time to, and they got kids too. Like people ain't got time to really donate. I'm not donating, but come out and do community work. You feel me? People got time. That's why mostly older people or retired people who do community work because they got time. You feel me? But young people, they really have time, and they right.
Well,
I'll tell you, that wasn't
Oh, sorry, buddy.
go ahead again.
But I will say this to your point. Those things, and we don't need money. I agree with those because I think I'm not but I do think we can benefit from money. We can, but in order for us to benefit from money, we need to have a different set of mindset. Those communities that you're representing, they have been raised to their money within their community. They have been raised to go to school and educate themselves. They don't just get businesses without education. They don't just have these things, and they haven't been educated on how to keep it in their family. They have generations of money. This is not new money today. So
Facts.
it
Facts.
the other generation point, like, yeah, we might get the money and lose it or compare ourselves, but there's plenty of rich people who go up against each other all the time. So I think, we can benefit from money. It would be lovely, but we have to have a mindset on how to keep that money, how to buy buildings, how to buy forgiveness, how to get property, those things. But I will say too, time is another thing. Somebody mentioned time, and I'll say time is so valuable, it's priceless. They helped me with so much, and you can't give nobody their time back. Because once I give you my time, that I'll give you more than you can ever react me. I think it's both.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out. I appreciate that. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna get to talk. I'm not gonna jump right in. I was just gonna say, like, one of those things that I talk about that we should do, that we can do during tax time. We always get a certain amount of money, right? A lot of people get anywhere between, and we talking whole families, 2,000 or more back. There's so much empty property here on the west side that could take that $10,000 to $12,000 down payment that a whole family can have a 10 unit, you know what I mean? And they could live in that 10 unit and then they could build their resources together. But again, that's not the mindset. Is not that.
I look at that like a campfire. If we all there were 10 people around a campfire and we said we are going to freeze to death, but you gotta get a stick and throw the stick in the fire. I guarantee you, 9 of them people ain't gonna throw their stick in there. They're gonna let you throw yours in there and say we're gonna survive off of yours. But if you tell them no, we need all the sticks in there to make this fire so we can make it to the morning, they ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, but I mean,
because they're gonna say, I ain't throwing my stick in. I'm gonna hold mine.
Well, I was talking about family though, but
that's family too. Unless you control the family. If you control the family, you can get that.
But
Yeah.
you know what?
Wait. Let me go. Let me let Tiny jump in. Hold on. Let me let Tiny jump in. He been had the hand up for a minute. Go ahead, Tiny.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And I just want to say three things that's been talking. I want to say thanks to Steve Robinson because Steve Robinson, Butch Campbell, Melvin Rogers started the Peacemakers Coalition, and I'm president of the Peacemakers Coalition, and we do what you guys are talking about needs to be done. Thank you, Steve. For
That
I
is
also like to say that I think a lot about what happened in the 60s. And like someone said, that generation is gone. But I want to be remembered, and I've started a Facebook page, the Chicago Freedom Movement, and I intend to have a activity of some sort, February 17th, to honor Al Green. The guy who invited Dr. King and Bevel to Chicago. Also, talking about money. Money is everything. You can't do nothing without money. And there are ways that black people can invest their money. Novotech is one where you can have resources. And like somebody said, sometimes it makes us go against each other and think it's better because we have a little bit. But also, it helps us to accomplish things. And so, like, when I talk, I'm using the 5 B's of brother speaking. Be brief, brothers, be brief.
all right, Tiny.
All right, Tiny. Appreciate that input. I saw you, Diana. You want to jump in?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for allowing me not to use break, and I appreciate that. I wish I could. I want to say, I know we need money, but we can't wait for it, and maybe that's the point, right? Everybody is thinking like, everybody, don't take anybody, any imagination at all, and say, I need $100,000, $25,000, because I'm going to do this in this neighborhood. It takes no imagination off, right? But when you don't have that, and you don't have those connections, because that's where our drama started. We didn't have a dime, but because of the little work we did persistently, people got to know us, and then we had businesses go back up, and then elected officials go back up. So just because you don't have money right now doesn't mean there's not money floating around that you can get to. It really does, but you know what it's going to take? It's going to take people who get the money. Okay, I will fill grants out. I'll get money through the activity that's required for the grant, and then I have X amount of dollars over. It takes the person. It takes the person who's in that position to say that extra money, that $1,200, whatever is going back into this organization, this group that's doing work. And then people don't always do that. People sometimes, especially if I am not a nonprofit. I'm just a business group. All right. So everything I get from businesses and from organizations is gotten to elected officials and stuff. So all kinds of people like that. But it means that our reputation has to be solid. I have to be able to say every dime you give me goes right back into this community. We don't pay ourselves, we don't pay nothing for ourselves, and we never your money and have a good time on it. All of your money is invested right back into these parks, these schools, these businesses, these streets, activities, whatever it's going to be. Computers for the kids, whatever it's going to be. And so you can do that, but it takes time. It's slow work. It took me 2.5 years to get where I am today, where I can go up and say, I'm asking you to donate this or that. And our reputation is good. And you can do the same thing in your area. If you have those people who are dedicated to doing that, like the peacemakers I've heard before, I have a lot of respect for the stuff that's going on. And so I just I guess I wanted to clarify that. I'm trying to be brief. Sorry.
So in essence, it doesn't take money, but it does take money. But if you got a plan, the money can work better.
Yeah.
Kim had a hand up.
Yeah, go ahead, Kim.
Hi. I think also about how we learn to use our resources, uh, even though they're small, we use them differently. Because I knew that when I was in Houston, the culture was completely different. It could be, and I'm not exaggerating, 3 families living in one magnificent home, pulling their resource. There was a woman who didn't work. She stayed home, she watched the kids. Everybody else went out and they worked. But, she still got some money in her pocket. But it seems that in our culture, we like to have a 35,000 square foot home with one person in it. Now, if we can manage to figure out how to make the most of what we're doing, everybody in the household working, everybody has their investment plan. Everybody's doing their own things to make the whole thing work. I feel like I've seen too many times the people in our culture are just living opulent lives. There's no reason for one person to live like that. Instead of bringing your family in, and instead of bringing the whole group together and doing it together, making those small resources go further.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's a good point. Mosaic, you want to jump back in?
Yeah, again, what the young lady just said previously, the families do, live in a house together, but you know what? Now I get the Mexicans this, 'cause I swear I grew up around Mexicans. They are all living in one apartment as a family and go out there and get it and then upgrade or something. You feel me? Like they do it in an apartment with only 2 bedrooms. Black people, we not about to do it. It just ain't gonna happen. If one of your people probably called saying, when we come over here, probably say, no, I'm just saying. But again, black people, first of all, systematic racism did a great job in putting us in a bad predicament. Number two, they destroyed our identity already and ourselves first. And so then once you do those things, you put us against each other, that the black community, there is no such thing. Like it's over for black people. We never, ever get on a court like the Jews or like the Mexicans. It's just not gonna happen. It's not going to happen.
Well, it happened before.
One, our music. We got the worst music. Don't get me wrong, I like the music. I like it. You feel me? I like Glorilla. Big Ball, Glorilla. But that type of music, look at our TV shows. We got Atlanta Housewives. We got Chief. We got 50 Cent. We all got extra ratchet. So that's what most.
But we got freedom. We got freedom of choice, though. We got freedom of choice.
You got freedom of choice, but you gotta understand when they make these shows and when they make these applications on these phones, it's with data. So they know what to do to manipulate you to get you to watch these things. And so if you're watching these things, you're not watching about finance. You don't care about the stock market. You don't care about the next neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Going to work, doing your thing, watching your little shows, boom, 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 you going about your day. Then that's what it's up for. Now, black people, we know this other way. Every man for himself. And if you think like me, we can join up and we can do it. But the bulk of black people is over with.
But you know what? You forgot.
Don't speak. I mean, I appreciate you saying that. I heard the comedian actually, the comedian, there's only one race, it's the human race. And everybody else is Mexican.
Yeah, but we were slaves for 400 years. You can't compare us. We were slaves for 400 years.
But
You cannot compare that.
But you can't compare. You can't compare because
Justified in this country.
You're not with us, Diana. You're not with us. You're not with us. I can hear it in your voice.
the comparison is this, though.
What you just said, you know, I mean, you heard me earlier. Let me apologize if I offended you, because that was not my intention. But you did speak for my people. You spoke about Mexicans, and you were raised when you said. And then you judging from what you said, you do have knowledge. But see, we're not all the same, and I guess that's what I'm trying to express there.
But let me say this. Let me say this, Diana.
No, it's such a general statement. Wait. That was an example.
Diana, let me say this. Let me say this, Diana.
I wasn't saying that is the status quo for any race. I was just making a comparison between cultures.
But if you remember, our culture was the same. If you remember when people came up from the South, from the fields, where did they live? They lived in the apartments 10, 15 deep. Where did they live prior to that? In the fields. When they had farmlands, they lived 10, 15 deep.
You know what I know? Well, you know what I just learned recently.
Somebody ain't remembering this.
You know what I learned recently? That there were. But what I learned.
But my point to it all is all cultures become disenfranchised from the system, and they do what they do. It's happening in Latinos communities. They all ain't gonna stick in the. They ain't staying like that.
I know.
Everybody becomes disenfranchised. You just don't realize it. It's happening as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Far be it for anybody to speak on anybody's culture or race. You know, it's very difficult to generalize. All we can do is go off what we know. You know, and so some of the stuff that was said was, fairly accurate. Even what I could witness is that, they do a lot of building together in some respects. But one of the things that I just really learned is that places like Central Park used to be Black oases, so to speak. That's where Black people used to settle. And the city of New York ripped them up away from there and built, Central Park on top of where they used to live.
Right, the burial grounds in Central Park.
And there's a lot of other places like that around this country, And so there was a time where we were together, but we were uprooted every single time.
But you know why? You know what? That time is so far. People don't want to remember. Just like Mosaic just said, man, that was long ago. I don't want to know about that. What they say about the past. If you don't know your past, you destined to repeat it.
That's right.
And you don't want to know.
Yeah.
It's cool to know.
That's a good point.
I understand the past, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, again, look at the Austin community. Like, I lived on Chicago Avenue and Waller. Lately, I've been all around the west side. That's going to be an Hispanic community, 100%. My big cousin was talking about buying one of these houses. He was talking about it, and guess what? The Hispanic bought the house, built a gate, and then put a wooden gate around it. And you know what? Them people don't talk to nobody. They don't talk to nobody. They say to themselves. So what I'm saying is, I got proof for this, right? And I grew up in the Rogers Park next Hispanics. This ain't nothing. This is not me. I grew up in a Black and Hispanic neighborhood. The neighborhood over is a super huge Jewish neighborhood. So I understood how people move as a unit from a kid after this. So Hispanics, not all Hispanics, but a lot of them, more than Black people, they work together, stick together, they go buy houses. You feel me? They go to Tony's Food Mart, go in the back. They're gonna have a 14-year-old Hispanic boy on the forklift. He gonna know how to work a forklift way before any other Black person. Why? His uncle work with the manager at Pizza. Hey, I bring my little nephew in before it's finished. He worked and he had a good time. But Black people, we don't do that. We don't got nothing. We don't got no grocery store. Why they got a Pete's, they got a Tony's, They don't got at grocery stores. So again, we're doomed. The only people who should be helping each other is like-minded black people.
Diana, you want to jump in?
I guess that's my cue to excuse myself.
See, yeah, Diana, okay, you go, Diana, you know, ain't nothing.
I'm sorry I didn't hear the last thing. What did you say?
Disregard it.
Nah, he just said, you know that. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, that's what the white people power that we want to believe that women know that. But the white people, they are more black than the black people are. I mean, these guys, Lil Wayne and all of these, Beyonce and all of them, they are rich because of white people.
Mhm.
The little white boys want to grow up to be like Mike. We are what's happening. We're soul of America. No, it ain't over yet, but they want us to be.
That's right. You know what? I have listened to the show a couple of times, and I have, even the gentleman who called me out like that, and doesn't care for me to be on the program. That's okay. You know what? We're all Americans because we're all here, right? So we're all here. So, I mean, it's nothing new. If he feels that way, I get it. I deal with people like that come in all different colors. They hate somebody. Somebody is irrelevant to them. Um, it's shocking, and as long as it keeps on going on, we're gonna get, excuse my French, we're gonna get fucked because that's what the whole game is about. Disenfranchise, distract, separate, segregate.
Create the new
And as
boogeyman.
long as we let me finish. As long as we keep doing that, and as long as we all go back, see, go back to your corner. Each one get in your corner. Black people, you get in your corner. Brown people, you get in your corner. Asian people, you get in your corner. Native Americans, in your corner. Right? As long as they got us in our corners, ready to come out and fight each other every time we have a new fight.
Anyway, I hear what you do. Yeah,
Wait, hold on.
Then we did lose. It hurts me to hear a black man say the black community is doomed. My God, man. Pull yourself together. Fight. No, we fight. Diane, we're fighting.
Yeah, no, he ain't the only one now. Yeah, he ain't the only one.
I get quiet. Neither Diane. We are fighting. Diane, because I want to do what I do. Like I said, I don't have much, but I do give back to my community. And I have a goal, right? Like I think Steve said, we gotta have a plan, right? My plan for 5 years from now, I will be able to do much more financially and in the community in 5 years when I retire. That's my goal. I'm doing that now. So I'm not for profit off now. So in 5 years, I'll be able to full blown bring it to the west side. That's my goal. I love my place. I love my community, born and raised there. I would never give up on our people. I don't care. Like you said, it don't take much money. When I did that fundraiser this Thanksgiving, I got that money from my company. People I knew. I reached out to Black, white, Hispanic, Filipino. I reached out to everybody. That money is great at the end of the day. And these people was willing to help because they didn't know. They wanted to do something, but they didn't know. And by me bringing that initiative for Thanksgiving, they was all on board. So all you had to do is bring stuff to people to do, and they would jump aboard. It wasn't at the heart. I know to everybody, but the ones that have the heart to do it. But I would never give up on my black people. I ain't giving up on my black community. Like I said, when I retire, my goal is to full blown be on that west side, doing what I do. Until then, I'm doing my little stuff in the time. Like once a month, me and my partner, when we do something on that west side.
You know what they always say? What they say?
Create a non-for-profit. How about you just join a non-for-profit that's already doing what you want to do and help that one? Because we don't need another non-for-profit.
I have a non-for-profit. You can hear me. I have a non-for-profit.
Let me say this.
I have LLC. I have both.
How you from your non-for-profit?
let me say this.
Healthy and non-for-profit. I have hope.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me bring Tamika in. Yeah. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Let me get Tamika in. Tamika.
Go ahead.
All right. So what I want to say about the way that we're talking, like I understand that we're all different in our community, but I don't believe that African American people are hopeless. I believe that we have to try to do it in another way, another direction. It's too much of the separation and segregation going on outside of our community for us to do it within our community too.
Right.
And well, let's get like-minded people together, but that's still problematic because we don't even know how that looks like or how to make it work. We don't even do that within our family unit. Not only trying to do it with secondary family members and so forth and so on. Maybe if we see that somebody else is doing it, why can't we try to pick that formula for ourselves instead of saying it will never happen?
Right.
It's not.
How many people donate to D.R. Ruben's call at the end of the show? And then maybe y'all
let me say this. Let me say this.
Silly,
why is it?
Donations can happen in many different shapes and forms.
Yeah,
It
silly,
doesn't
man.
always have to be financial.
Yeah, I can take y'all time too if y'all want to give it. That's for sure. I can take your time too.
Well, let me say this. It always takes women to motivate, because if you listen to the conversation, the women are saying, we got hope, we got resilience, we can make it happen. And we got the men talking about, this shit is gone to hell in a handbasket. I'm like, what?
Well, partially because it's mostly women that's out here doing the work. Actually, now we like. I mean, that's just
Well, how can that be?
what it is.
Aren't there more men than women?
No, not black. No. There's more women that's actually involved and engaged in social type of activities than men.
I'm saying in the human.
Aren't there more men than? Oh, I don't know. I don't know the statistics of the ratio of men and women, but I mean, especially in social service environment. So you would think that because there are more women that move towards social services and things like of that ilk, they would have more hope towards a brighter future than most men, especially because keep killing all the men off. But Tiny.
Yeah. Let me say this. Because the peacemakers, we have a black coalition, and we have peacemakers in little village. And also, all Mexicans ain't the same. They gringo Mexicans who are just like, right now, we have gringo Mexicans. Yeah, so everybody's not the same. And also, remember the Alamo? That was over slavery.
Right.
That was because America wanted to have slavery, and Mexico had abandoned it. That's a historical point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have no idea how the story of the Alamo blew my mind and my brother's mind when we're those kids. We're Mexican, and the story is, him get defeated, and we're like, but why are the Mexicans the bad guys? We're Mexicans. We're not the bad guys. That land was taken, and that's what I talk about when I say genocide. And right now the United States, because Russia went into Ukraine, but that's exactly what the United States did in Mexico, in Texas, and Florida.
Oh yeah, we're very big hypocrites. Very big hypocrites. Yeah. That's for sure.
They went and took the land. So,
Yeah.
They fought for it, surely was, but yeah, it wasn't their land in the first fucking place. And those people who were sitting on that land, they decided to call them Mexicans because they annexed that property from Mexico. So those people were called Mexicans. And they got rid of them as quickly as they could.
Yeah.
Well, the boogeyman is always being reinvented.
let me say this about Thanksgiving. You know, like Thanksgiving just paying, but what they don't tell you about, not only they take land from the people, but they ate the people. Those pilgrims were cannibals, and they ate the Indians when they got hungry. Look that up. Google that.
That's crazy.
Well-
I do want to give Kim an opportunity. I saw her hand up a bit earlier. You want to jump in, Kim?
Yeah. I don't. When the man said, gentleman said that we're doomed, I take that to mean literal. I take that to mean there's going to have to be a whole lot of unification, education, and everything else to save us. I don't think that we're just like doomed and don't try. I just believe that it's going to have to take something that I don't know what that something is. You know what I mean? It has to happen. I don't want to give up, but no one can even say what's needed. You know what I'm saying? We can't all agree on what is needed. For me, it will be financial literacy.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you all, my mama never taught me about investments or anything like that. She just did.
Mm-hmm.
But there again, she can't teach you what she doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it needs to be education, financial literacy, and unification.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
but
I think.
I have a question for you guys. Some would argue that we were much better off when we weren't depending on the other man to help us out. Like when we had
Integration, the worst thing that happened to the community. Period.
Excuse me?
Integration is the worst thing that happened to the community.
Okay. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I mean, it is what it is. It is. It's the worst thing that happened. Period.
We all integrated, you know, just working amongst black people. That's when black people was we was way more confident in ourselves when we worked amongst ourselves. There was no other outside entity inside. It was just black people. When you start putting other groups in, see, that's when you mess it up. You feel me? Like other groups, they got countries they can go back to. They got languages they can fall back on. They don't have to speak the same language. You feel me? And a lot of times when other races move into our groups, they don't even have communication or speak to none of the people at all. You feel me? Or they don't care. I remember being on the phone with DeAndre, and he walked up to a couple of people not of the black race up there, and none of them want to have a conversation. And he knows some Spanish. None of them they want, and then they act like they don't know English. They act like they don't. That's why you can't. That's when black people messed up. We started integrating with other races. You can't do that.
But the reality again, I'm gonna say this again. They reinvent the boogeyman. The boogeyman is reinvented every time. The Jews were the boogeyman. Then that's what the Native Americans were the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And now the Mexicans the boogeyman. The black man was you brought us here, made your own boogeyman.
Yeah, like they say, the fight ain't never against people living it. It's really against the 1%. It's really against the 1%. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think so. What we got to start doing it's going to take a systematic approach, right? Economically, politically, socially, right? If we could start to figure out those multifaceted systems and how we can best produce the best outcomes for all of the people involved, then we will start to see some real change. We can't do it without no money. We ain't about to do it without no politics, and we ain't doing it without each other. So if we can figure those three facets out,
there you go.
We can improve the conditions of the lives of the people that live within the same boundaries of one another. Until then, we're gonna be at each other throat.
And learn that early on, because for me, I have to say, I've probably been more places than most black people have been, done more things than most black people have done, achieved a lot of things that most people haven't achieved. But you know what? I've always seen the system and the goal as we all gotta make it work. We all gotta make it work. We all gotta progress to a level of. And if you think, some people just don't think like that. They just like, forget them. You already at the bottom. You ain't gonna get to the top by yourself. It just don't work that way.
Right.
I mean, even if you stepping on people, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to get Barry in before I go over to you, Mosaic. Let me get Barry in here. Let me get Barry in.
Have you ever been called? Hey, Barry.
Did you say that?
I said, have you been referred to as nobody? You've been told you ain't nobody?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Thank you.
But Anna, I want to applaud you, and I want to applaud all the people on this call, because there's this kind of exchange is wonderful, and we're generating a lot of energy, and energy is power. But when the energy then goes into fighting with each other, then that all that energy gets wasted. It's like having an open window in the winter where you're trying to stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to me that one of the things we were talking about was political stuff, and someone, I don't know whether it was Diana or someone else who mentioned, oh yeah, I think Diana, you said we're giving out stuff. We should ask people whether they're in need of ride to the polls. I think what Steve, what you and I talked about in the last Huntington meeting was headed around political action group. We should be taking the energy from this group, and it's just a few people who might be interested in carrying it further. And it would become the Peacebrook Political Action Committee.
I think your thoughts are starting to bleed over, Barry, because I heard several people on here say it ain't about money. It's about what else can we give. I've heard that from at least 5 people on here tonight.
Yeah. Well, time is the most precious thing we have. And how you get money is through time.
That's right.
And time directly is power.
And you do.
And the more we coordinate with each other, and this this group is like a network unto itself. And even under each of you is involved in other networks. And so what we're building is a network of networks.
Right.
And the more we coordinate with each other and take the energy of a conversation like we've been having tonight, and then stay a few of us together who are like minds and a particular thing is an issue, and then take action on it. And then the whole thing, everybody gets more power out of that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you politically next year, and we've already started the process because we have these conversations. So if any of y'all are available for them, every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 4 at the Austin Branch Library, 5629 West Race, I believe that is. We do political conversations where we're trying to figure out what community needs. Next year, we're going to be looking to build a 10-point plan for our community as it relates to what we're trying to look for politically. No longer will we allow people to come to us and tell us what they're going to do for us. We're going to tell them what we need, and then they're going to give it to us. And if they don't, we're going to get them out of there. They're coming to us for a job. That's it. That's all. That's the only way we're approaching it from now on. So if that's the type of politics you want to be a part of, then that's what we're doing over here. That's how we moving.
So DeAndre, how do you feel about calling that?
I ain't call. No. I told you already. I'm not. Not until I see some work for real.
All right. So what you're saying is the work.
Yeah. But I'm not putting no. I told you I'm rocking. Look, Peacebrook to me. Now, Peacebrook to me is going to be a collaboration of all of these small groups. We're going to turn into Peacebrook LLC or a nonprofit, whatever, and we're going to utilize all of our skill set to improve something in the community collectively. So if we go on the block and somebody need food, we got Barbara and them. If we go on the block and somebody need leadership development, we got Steve. If somebody dealing with drugs, we got them. And we're gonna be under one umbrella, call it Peacebrook, and we're gonna be able to get $10 million instead of $100,000. If we ain't doing it that way, I can't do it. That's how we gotta work together.
All of us has different parts of this that we're going to be called to. So you're taking the action you're taking, and each of us.
Well, no, because when I brought it up to you before, you said you didn't want anything to do with it like that. You told me that you didn't want Peacebrook to stand like that. So if you said that it can stand like that, then we can start working in some way, shape, or form to get all these different organizations together to move like that. But best believe we got to go after some bread, though.
Right. Well, if that's what you feel called to do, you'll do what you're going to do.
Yeah, that's not convincing. That's not convincing to me. That's not convincing. But that's what. So we gonna rock like that with the politics. That's how we move them. Like seriously, we really working toward that already.
I'm gonna tell you,
and we looking forward to
the components are as they are. There's a struggle right now, but no one is really looking at the true struggle that's coming in the future, and that's we don't have representation.
Yeah.
We don't have viable representation, and we're not developing it. We need to be in the mode of developing that representation because the future is now.
Yeah, it is.
Right, I agree, and it seems to me that out of conversations and what the people want is the kind of question that Diana asked, and you need to rise to the poll.
Right.
And we use it to start organizing and building up data.
Right.
That would be powerful.
And then that's another side that I have to think about it. You can ask anyone to do anything, but will you receive that? Because it just may not be their mode of operation. They'll tell you yes, but on the real side, it just may not be their mode of operation. But you can't discount them out. You have to look at what can you deliver?
Right. Yeah.
What can you
You
deliver?
find out what their mode of operation is and support them.
Right.
Everybody got a purpose, even the people that we throw away.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
I want to get Guala up in this.
Guala. Holla Guala.
Yep. Mr. Guala.
Sorry about that, man. I be tweaking on the Zoom side. They are tweaking, son. Now, it's like I'm sitting here, I'm listening, and a lot of people they're getting on and they're talking about finance. That makes my heart happy. I think the fact that it sounds like I would say a good 60 to 70% of these people on the phone understand how important finance is. I think one of the biggest problems, though, is outside of someone getting paid for a service that they're going through their job, they're not trying to figure out a way of bringing in additional income. And myself, since I've been maybe 18, I've always trying to figure out, like, okay, how do I bring these additional income? How do I do it? So I've kind of just settled in on understanding and learning foreign, the foreign stock exchange. And I said that's not for everybody, right? The only reason I bring that up is because I never stopped to search for something that made sense to me to bring in more money. It's not the fact that people don't like the money, it's the opportunity that come along with it. It's like, you can now go purchase, you guys come up, get your income at the beginning of the year. Well, here's one idea that I can give you guys for free. Anybody who's willing to do this. When you get your income tax back, let's just say
something that's actually generating maybe $100, $200 extra dollars for you a month. And that's just one of many ideas that I myself have just started to stumble on as I've asked myself, how do I bring in more income? How do I take the money that I have and actually do something with it? I paid for my education, my financial education now to learn in Forex. I think Tiny mentioned NOVA or something that he said. I've never heard of that, but that's an idea. No one wrote that down and said, okay, let me look to NOVA. And again, that's the issue when it comes to finance. It's like most people, you want to talk about it, you want to have it, but you don't actually sit down and do the work or pay the money to learn it. It's like, I'll let, everybody else say, I'll let somebody else learn it, but then like the one lady said, once they get the money, then they should go in and give it to people in the community. No, they shouldn't. Like, if they sat down and they earn, then they wasn't teach it, yeah, but you shouldn't give something that everybody has access to. We all are on the fair, even playground with the amount of information that's being disseminated. Everybody on this line can actually start a home base or some type of automated business online right now and bring in an extra $200 to $300 a month to start your own nest egg. No matter how old you is. And there's ways I can show you, I can teach you, I can tell you, and I'm available if you need to know how to make a dollar.
That's good stuff.
How do I get in touch with you, Mr. Wallace? We can talk about that after the show. I'll make sure you have my contact. And, okay, great.
Hi, Mr. Wallace.
We're gonna get something going with them because that's good stuff that people still need to know about. I mean, there's always the social side, but you gotta look at the economic side, and like they say, James Brown said, if you don't work,
what I tell
you
you,
don't eat.
economics, politics, and social, right? We got to get socially, economically, and politically. We got to elevate where we currently are. That's it. Like those are the three things. In fact, everybody on this call, we should strive to have a New Year's resolution to become more socially, politically, and economically elevated, and then have that message for the people that we meet. Because at that point, that's when we start to create this idea, this shared vision of what community could be. Until we all get on the same page in terms of the vision that we want for the community, then all we're going to be doing is just talking towards one another and having, good ideas. So.
Well, I think we have to go back to the plan. And you were just tapping and touching based on how they plan.
Right.
But the biggest thing, and I have to utilize Barry, is network. Barry, somebody did, who said network? Barry did.
Yeah.
Network. Everybody has a network. And if you don't, learn to develop them, learn to build relationships.
Right.
I was sitting there thinking with myself, I'm like, man, I probably got a network of probably 2,000-3,000 people. I ain't talking about no Facebook and all that, And the reason I say that, when people do events at NAC, I meet new people, we get the information exchange, or they'll come back and they're like, man, I saw you last time I was here. I was here 2 years, I was here 3 months, and I was here. And I started realizing I'm building a network.
Right.
And I never thought of the numbers outside of the groups that I coalesce with and people I went to school with and people in the community I'm with. It's a whole nother group of people that I've never tapped into.
Yeah, and I think we need to recognize the power of your networks. And we all have networks. And what we're essentially doing is sharing, is coordinating our networks in the sense that if I say something to you or you say something to me, then I can repeat it to some of the people I'm connected, who might repeat it to someone else.
Right.
So we have a ripple effect
nurse plant. It's kind of where that's kind of the way I see the west side, the Oak Park area, that whole thing is like a tour area.
Right. Well,
Um,
I think the other thing is we don't understand everyone's their network. Like Barry, Oak Park has a network. White people got a whole other kind of network. Latinos have a network. Black people have a network. All different groups have networks. But we have to know how they commingle and intertwine and understand how we can make it be stronger.
yeah.
Because first of all, I can tell you one thing on this call. Most people think white people got the biggest network. And that ain't even the truth. White people got the biggest amount of money. I can almost attest to that. Because a lot of white people I know, especially with money, they kind of know the ones with money. But the ones that ain't got no money, they just like, who are they? What do they do? You don't know them? No, I don't know them. Oh, you know. It's a whole misunderstanding.
Well, Steve, Diane is on the Culver Bill, and Diane is on the network.
Right.
So that's how the networks connected together.
Well,
It's the relationship we have with Diane.
yeah.
Well, this is my thing. What's the point of having a network when, especially amongst black people, if you ain't got no, if your network, if you ain't got nobody who got a business, who got a shop, when you like, look, my son needs a job, someone really needs a job, okay, cool, I'll hire her, boom, 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 boom. Like, if you ain't got connection to people to put money in front of big things happen, you just have a network full of people who just have good ideas and say, hey, you do this, you do this. We're working to do this, it's trying to do this, we want to do this. Like, if you ain't got nobody in your network is a business person. They got a business going. They got something that, like, well, got any tech business going, tech savvy. You're not gonna make it. You just not. You feel me? And so,
Yeah.
Hey, Mo said, I'm gonna call you bad little stuff rock. Cause you got that class. You can call you stuff rock.
I understand. You go to listen to WGCI and listen to our music compared to other race people music. And then go look at our drug dealers.
You do know
And
you
then
can
go look
stream.
at the Hispanic drug dealers. Like, well, you don't know. Everybody on this phone know that the black community is doomed. No matter what good you do, it's still gonna be like 600 black people killed. The folks on the hustles on Madison and Central, they don't care what none of us talk about.
What about the folks?
That black stuff over there to them folks on King, or they busting somebody in.
What about the folks on the hustles up in Belmont Craven, the Latins?
I mean, again, Latin people, they stick together more and they stick within their own race. They not gonna be go too much go out in the race like you feel like black people do. We let anybody just come in and infiltrate. We didn't care. Look at the Jews. The Jews don't let people infiltrate. When the last time you been to somebody's Jewish house? They ain't gonna let you in.
That's not true.
Look, I wanted to say.
When the last time you been to a black Jewish house?
I've been to Barry House.
How many times you been in Barry House? Hey, Steve,
Huh?
No, hold on. Has Barry been to your house?
Yeah, Barry been to my house.
Has Barry been to your house?
Oh yeah,
He doesn't go outside.
Barry been to my house.
Hey, but both of these, I understand. Here are things I know, and there are things that I assume. And the things that I don't know and that I assume, if that assumption works for me, then I make and I keep with that assumption. If that assumption is not working for me, I let it go and look for another one.
We're gonna bring you into the fold, little Padawan. We're gonna bring you in and make you a Jedi.
Man, listen, I wanted to say about so I was going to talk about the network thing. I was actually going to make a comment about the network. I think more important than the network is actually building social capital. And social capital speaks more to what Mosaic was saying. It's great to know a lot of people, but what does that get you?
Mm-hmm.
I had a mentor back when I was working on my bachelor that actually told me that, and that always stuck in my mind. Like, okay, what is it? What does it amount to know a lot of people, right? But it means a lot to know the right people.
Right.
So when we're talking about this idea of building network, it depends on where you want to go with it. But for me, I would like to have us elevate our social capital, right? And I'm gonna give you an example. So an example of social capital is being able to leverage information or resources among your social group. And in a way, that's also if you need somebody's help with borrowing a car right away or finding out a job opportunity from a college classmate or something. This is how we utilize the people that we know that are in a different position to help us. We're leveraging how they're actually able to help us, and we're just not knowing people. Like that's the difference. So we got to raise our level of social capital up versus just trying to network with people.
Right.
We network, we just talking. If we develop a social capital, we actually build it.
You need to know how they can fit into the puzzle to advance what you're doing, and that's the key. You do. When I said I know probably 2,000-3,000 people, out of that 2,000 or 3,000, maybe 300 I can go to and get something out of. That's going to be progressive and positive to moving forward. But my thing is,
but the 2,000 people gives you more power when you 200 people.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. If they gonna vote for them, if they gonna sit there, if they gonna put a vote behind them.
Bernie Sanders did it when he did on 27 an average of $27 a nation.
Yeah, I like Bernie.
He got 35.
I definitely wanted to feel the burn. Pause. That was I was with Bernie. I ain't like the way the Democratic Party did him. That's why I be tripping on the Democratic Party sometimes. They claim they're a party for the people. People wanted Bernie. We didn't want who they gave us Hillary. We didn't want her. We didn't want her. No, they got it. No, that's part of the parcel why we're in this position. Because we be having both of these parties lying in our faces, and they know who we want. And they never give us they give us who they want.
So who voted to get?
No.
I'm lost on that.
Yeah, and I think that the more we talk about today, the less we're focused on us and what we do.
Yeah.
Well,
and it seems to me that whoever you're connecting with, the more they are,
right.
the more effective they are, the more effective you are. Because they are big source of your power. It's the people you're connected with.
And Mosaic forgot about this. Political power.
And we're not going, right? We're not going anywhere. We're going to be in our community. We got time on our side. Politicians have to be reelected every couple of years. We have the opportunity to hold that over their head every couple of years.
But that don't mean nothing though. We never execute that.
That goes back to
the same people be getting
it. That goes back to what I said. The whole where are we and where are we when we need us?
What's in the past is the past, right? You're talking about making change. So you can't be looking back at the past. You say you want to make a difference from what it is right now. You want to make change, then you don't look back. That's what the change that does happen.
That's right. And what are you doing right now? That's
You should be
the time we're done. It's right now. Like, how can we be most effective right now in our conversation?
Yeah. DeAndre should make an ask. When you go fundraising at a certain day, and and gentlemen.
Yeah, I do want y'all to slide through on my fundraiser though. December 18th. I'm glad you brought it up.
That's how you make things happen. You make things happen with your pockets. I was talking.
So actually we got two events that I wanted to mention. We got December 17th. We're gonna do something here at NAC at 10 o'clock. We're gonna do
Where do we make our donation to?
Wait.
Send us that information in the email.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, but I would prefer you to come. I would prefer you to come through though. But December 17th, we doing something here at NAC. We actually doing a district council forum, and that's going to be 10 a.m. So we're going to bring the individuals that would like to be represented here, so that we can talk more about those.
You can come on.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a district council forum. That's on the 17th, and then on the 18th, I'm doing my fundraiser. And that's going to be from 2 to 5 o'clock. We're doing cookies and cream. We're going to have a hot chocolate bar and all the cookies you can eat. It's going to be awesome. Oh, and eggnog too.
And we doing a giveaway.
Yeah. We're going to have vegan cookies.
Nah.
What is it? The other one?
Vegan cookies. It is
Man, I want some CBD cookies, man. My joint.
You got all types of cookies.
Yeah. From out, Steve.
What's that?
Don't go there and somebody tells me I don't belong there.
No.
I was gonna say real quick, like now. So you think like the Austin area could benefit from an all black, like not even an all black, just an Austin community dispensary? Like maybe that would be something we can, try to plan or get off the, that'll be unprecedented. No 501c has said, you know what? Let's make THC CBD shop.
A shop?
Well,
Yeah, start producing THC. Or start, trying to get into that realm, into that business, because that lucrative business to go back into, the community.
Well, you know what? When they first started giving out the licenses, some individuals from the community tried to get them, and they weren't allowed to get them. They definitely allowed people that were non-minorities to get the majority of those licenses on the front end, and then they started to say that city zoning requirements and the like were the reasons why they couldn't come into the black community. So we don't even have any dispensaries in the Latino community. We don't have any in the black or Latino communities where we're predominantly black.
In the Latino community, no, they do.
Where?
My part.
Yeah, but that's not gentrified. So that's
No, I'm gonna say no, because no. You got to know the part of Humble Park. Now, if you Austin.
No, it's not.
No, Austin not gentrified. Not yet. Not yet, anyway.
Yes, it is, bro.
No.
It's going to be an expensive community.
But that's not gentrification, though. That's not gentrification, though.
You may have been raised around Latinos, but we're too high on the social scale. If you think gentrified neighborhoods, no. We're the people that push out of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's in our neighborhood.
Humboldt Park, and people are going to buy. It's happening to our community. It's happening here in Belmont Grady and in Humboldt. The Latinos who are only there, who cannot keep up with the taxes and the rent are now, or the cost of a home, are buying in Belmont Grady and Austin. That's where they're being coached. It's just like a flow of water. Now, the people who live in Belmont Grady, the people look at Belmont Grady and say, well, it's not as expensive there. We can buy there. So they're moving into our neighborhood, and they're bringing their kids who have gangbangers in our neighborhood. Some of this was pretty quiet. Now it's not anymore because people are moving in with their kids, and their kids are in gangs. All right? Simple. Now, even now, Belmont Grady is starting to get too expensive to buy a home.
Yeah.
In order to buy a home in Belmont Grady, you got to clear $80,000 a year. Okay? In order to make the home purchase. And so that's a portion for some people, but not for most of them.
Mm.
So now that's why they're moving into Austin because your house, the house is there is a little less bright than than Belmont Trading is right now.
Yeah, they 300,000 in Austin though. I said they 300,000 in Austin though, and climbing quickly.
Lincoln Park used to be all Puerto Rican. Lincoln Park used to be all Puerto Rican. Tata was the leader of the Young Lords. When he started fighting the city and fighting, the mayor, he got put into jail, and he met one of the Black Panther leaders there, and that guy, I can't remember what his name was before. He met Tata there. Tata was the Young Lord from Lincoln Park.
Oh yeah, that's you're talking about Fred Hampton. You're talking about Chairman Fred.
They started. Now see how come
the Rainbow Push Coalition. He started the Rainbow Push Coalition.
You look back then. That's how push got started. You look back then, and they weren't about what we're talking about today. They weren't about just all me or just all you. They became a threat to the government because they united.
Yeah, but them people got to say that. I think the difficulty today is that you got to realize those people got killed, and a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice their life. Ain't nobody trying to be a martyr no more. Not for because in those times everybody was marginalized, so everybody could look and see like, yes, that's the enemy. They clearly are setting us opposite one another for their own intention. So yes, let's work with each other against them. That was easier to see yesterday than it is today. It's very hard because again, in this era that we live in, the society is so much more microwave. Nobody does any fact checking. Even the news themselves, they race to be first and not to be right. So it's very difficult for us to even understand that we are being pit against one another. And those same people that would have taken that stand, they ain't trying to get killed for what's going on right now.
Women in our brand are getting killed for a rag that they wear on their head. And you're going to tell me that men and women in the United States are not bold enough to stand up and fight for what's right? I mean,
yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta say that.
Women are. The lady was right. Women are on calls. Women are doing things because women make change.
Absolutely. We getting closer to the hour.
Yeah. All right, y'all, man. Hey, man, this was a good, lively discussion tonight. I gotta rush home and do homework. I got a 5-page paper due by midnight. So I typically go a little over 8, but today I'm gonna stop it right here at 8. But I'm definitely gonna make sure I get everybody's input. So don't go anywhere. Right. Let me do my spiel first, and then we're gonna take it to the Zoom and get y'all final thoughts. So y'all know how we do this thing every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. There's multiple ways of interacting with the show. We got the Facebook, the Zoom, and the YouTube. They all working, and people are tuning in all over the place. So always tune in whichever link is the best for you. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and head on over to the Zoom and get you guys' final thoughts. So I'm going to start with you, Barry.
Barry Corn.
Yeah, hey guys. This was a really lovely conversation. And if anybody's interested in following up, Steve, I'm going to plug you and the Pittsburgh Political Action Council. Diana, are you interested in that at all?
I am. I was going to give you a call right after we get off this one, if it's okay.
Okay. It's about, Steve is heading it, and it's about year-round planning and taking action and not waiting for the elections.
Right.
And any other issues that people are concerned with came up in this today, we should call me or Steve, and
take it.
Absolutely. All the action.
Good job, everybody.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Barry. Mosaic.
Well, say, you know, they say we're in the end times, you know, they say we're in the end times. So, black people, let me tell you something. You already don't got no money. You live in a bad neighborhood. You're in a neighborhood where the median income is $0 to $35,000. So if you in that median income, 9 out of 10, your boyfriend or your girlfriend will cheat on you. They're gonna be working. You're gonna work at Walmart. You're gonna work locally. You're gonna shop locally. You have a broke mindset. Learn a skill. Learn an internet skill. Learn something like Barlow was saying. Learn a skill. Learn financial literacy. Because at the end of the day, if you get fired from your job, at least you got a skill to fall back on. That's all you can do. You just go learn you a skill. Because guess what? We ain't getting reparations. We ain't getting no help from nobody. And black people will never, ever come together. We were slaves for 400 years. Our fate is already sealed. We already, as a people, we already sealed. Only thing you can do is help yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Mosaic.
Thank you, Flip, bro.
Diana.
So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to listen in and be part of the conversation. I know it's rough inside, you know, my feelings sure kind of this, but it seems like I get that every time I get on this call. So I don't come on so often, but I'm glad when I do because you know I get to hear what people have to say. I get to hear them speak their mind and put out their ideas. I will say this. I guess Mosaic is his name. Talking about learning skill, I want to recommend Belmont Credit United Facebook. I understand that he does publish in Austin. He loads that page with opportunity on whether what speed the state is giving out in free money to families, so support for families, scholarships for education, Google and Facebook, IT opportunities, with training and certifications. Every possible trade, electricians, plumbers, ironworkers, carpenters, bricklayers, every one of them, every one of those job trade opportunities where they teach you, you come in as a apprentice. All of those are listed on Facebook. There are scholarships from elected officials for people who go to college, or get professional training opportunities. So, sometimes it's not that those same opportunities are open to our community because it's on our big. So sometimes our young people don't take it either. So, sometimes people are helping us, but, a lot of people got to the mindset of, I'd rather just look around and complain than actually learn the skill and get a good job. So, let's not kid ourselves.
Hey guys, Diana, you finished?
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I add something?
Go for it, Bill. Go.
So I just got this note. Josh's it was stuck under the door. Josh is with the trash service, and he says he says my name is Joshua. I'm a 14-year-old freshman at the high school. I live at such and such address. I'm offering a service to take your trash bins to the curb on Monday afternoon and back on Tuesday, and he's going to charge $4 per week for each trash bin. So I'm saying to you, there's opportunities everywhere, and this is how a 14-year-old is doing it on my blog. Love to see stuff like that
This funny thing. I just seen a YouTube about that. It was a young guy, older man was actually talking about a young guy that did that to pay his way toward college, and then he was like, man. And when that man left, he was like, now the whole block wish they had somebody else doing it.
Here's paper.
Yeah, that's what's up.
See it stuck under my door.
Right. Hey, that's grassroots hustle.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Grassroots hustle. That's a great phrase.
Yeah.
That's what we need more of.
Just think, he made $40 a week just for 10 garbage cans.
All right, Tiny.
Yeah, thanks. And I would just like to say, help me to make February 17, 2023 a memorial to Chicago Freedom Movement. And I want to celebrate Al Ray's birthday.
Yeah.
Have a birthday party for Al Ray and the Chicago Freedom Movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tiny, we want you to expound on Al Raby in the next show because people don't really know Al Raby. And I remember when I had that meeting with you and I said, man, did you know Al Raby? You said, man, did I know him? I saw him every day. He was my mentor. And that blew me away.
Yeah. You know what? That's one of the disadvantages we have of going to public schools that other people teach us at. Because, for example, I went to Frederick Douglass. Ain't nobody teach us about Frederick Douglass when I went there. Go to Al Raby. Ain't nobody teach us about Al Raby. Wow. You go to Francis Scott Key. Ain't nobody teach you about Francis Scott Key.
Wow.
Nah. Like these people pictures don't even be on the wall when you walk in the door. I'm just saying, but right. That's what happened when you let other people educate you.
I went to Robert Jacobs. Robert Emmett was an Irish martyr. I don't know how that came to play in America, but he never left Ireland.
Miss Jacobs, you're on mute. You're on mute, Miss Jacobs.
Can you unmute her?
Nope. You're on mute, Miss Jacobs.
Can't hear you, Miss J.
It looked like you off mute now. Wait. Yeah, I think you're off mute now.
I enjoyed the conversation, all the discussions, but we gotta keep doing what we feel is right for our community. We can't stop. We can't always disagree. We can disagree and agree.
Yeah.
So we just gotta keep on doing and we can't give up.
Yeah.
Right.
True indeed. Thanks, Ms. Jacobs. Tamika?
Okay, I enjoyed the show, even though I was in and out. But I do agree that as a human being, we have to work for a greater good and greater goal and obtain employable skills. And with that said, I would like to say that a broken clock is right twice a day.
On me?
What's it again?
A broken clock is right twice a day. That's true.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Barbara? I don't know who this is with the iPhone.
Yeah, I want to say that we can do it. I just find it that some people gloom and doom, but I don't feel that way. I have a passion for everything I do, and with my LLC, the way I help the profit side, we help our community. We actually have sales LLC. And Elba was not profit, so it's not like I'm gonna take my own personal money and put it in the community like everybody else. But no. But what I am doing is searching out what we talk about fees and dairy that it came out in the newspaper, I think online about the block. And so in February, they're coming out to be sold because that was brought up because the lot that's 60 on the west side and the south side, that's coming up. Mm-hmm. So I am looking at buying for next year though is purchasing property over there. So I'm giving back to the community, and what I want to do is, like I said, we're planning out what we want to do on that lot. So when talk to me, I'm about it. And like I said, I can help anyone, and I'm willing to help. We can use the on credit, like Even people handing out something. If I'm free, I'm not at all. And for me, I got to know people in the community. So when I do go buy that property, I know who the players in the community, right?
Right.
That's what be there for, you there for.
Right.
It's what the network is about. So I can know where the best place to buy my property and who I deal with in those communities.
Right.
So that's what the network is about. And I really appreciate that people are bringing me on and connecting me to all of you. So it is a good to be able to do what I want to do.
Absolutely. Thank you. Claiborne?
All right. So I I do appreciate you, Steve, and DeAndre, South Austin Council. I definitely appreciate you all for the work that you do and bringing us together. I do appreciate the conversation race and gentrification, and like I said before, money. Like I said, money plays a big role in trying to, get things done around the community. But sometimes, the conversation that we had tonight, we had a conversation about race and everything. The truth can be a hard people to follow at times. But with that said, for the long run, everybody wrong, I'm going to continue to, advocate for my black folks, the office community, underserved community,
Yeah.
to make sure that they have a fair piece of pie. And thank you all.
All right. Thanks, Claiborne. Mr. Guala, you still there? Mr. Guala.
Walla Walla.
I keep you
Oh, son. I was wondering who that was.
I just wanted to add, like I said, I really believe that, having money or using money is all a mindset. When I listen, the congressman saying how she want to buy property because a lot of over there, it's like, even that's such a wrong in that thinking. However, it could be, no, I'm going to look at some property that I can sit down and turn it into a apartment complex. Because that's really what a power is. It's not just only one door, it's only multiple doors. And even if you have the right mindset to say, I just want to start investing, still, even though she should be looking for other people, whether it's in her family or her immediate circle, to say, no, let's pool our resources and let's get a multi-unit. That would be even better. Everybody is, on this council thing that you guys have, I think they say like 18 people in there. If 18 people came to the table with $1,000 and each bought a plot of land, that's different, or took the 18% and used it as a 3% down payment on a 20-door multi-unit. That's totally different. Now you're talking about change for real. So it's all a mindset.
Yeah.
There was a black family that just bought a whole strip mall in Mississippi, and they actually looking to reinvigorate that as Black Wall Street. Thinking of your organization, Barbara.
Yeah.
You should look into that. Because the family just bought a whole strip. I know, but yeah, no, I was just saying when you talk about that, so many doors. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
My brother passed in Atlanta, but our family was an organization by the regional Black Wall Street. My family is very well and both of them, I have two people that got real estate. Real estate brokers, so we good.
You gotta make it a family affair. Facts. Kim? Kim, still there?
Yes, I am.
we just wrapping up with final thoughts. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad. Pop.
This is the first time I tuned in. I found it very enjoyable. I did. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Come back next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else I got? I see Arnold. I know you came in late, Arnold. You probably cooking and eating a salad. I mean, Arnold vegan for y'all that don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say hello to the family. And I did tune in late. Nonetheless, I heard my honorable distinguished mayor comment, and I'm always learning things through from him. And I look forward to tuning in when I can get in every Sunday night to enjoy the full context and conversation.
Yes,
So that's all I got to say. And tomorrow, like I said, breathe a new day, and we'll be ready.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Arnold. And then last, and then I got Felicia.
Hello, family.
Feisty. You still there? Feisty, you still there?
Felicia.
Hello?
I would say she got on and went to sleep.
Yeah, I was having a hard time.
That's all right.
This is crazy that I'm just not logging in there because I usually be on it. But I swear I was sitting up waiting for it to be 6 and now it's 8. I think it was probably the weather or something. It was so dark outside.
Man. Yeah.
Really waiting for it to turn 6 and I look back and
yeah, that time change ain't good for them African Americans.
But how is everybody? I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday.
True. It was great. Thank you. I think everybody kind of said that earlier too, that they all enjoyed it. So that's good. All right, Steve.
Well, I just want to say, just like I brought up the topic earlier, where are we and where are we when we need us? And we got to keep that in the front of our minds because, again, this is political season.
Facts.
And we need to think of this always, how we can be supportive to our neighbor, to our community, to our city, to our world.
Mm-hmm. So, as I mentioned from the outset, and Angelica jumped off, she's running the 25th district. So for all my people that live in the 25th district, I'm going to give her you guys' number, if that's okay. I think Diana, you said it was okay, so I shared your number with her. I saw Venus, and she was on a bit earlier. And so I say all that to say, yes, in the midst of a political season, we have people that are good representation of the community, and we trying to get elected, and we need y'all support. And one of the things that I was doing today was looking at the time period in which an election season goes, and it's 182 days. I didn't realize it was that long. And so that's a half a year, man. And it's a half a year of people giving up a lot of time, energy, money, and everything else to try to be the representative of their community so that the community can see better and be better. But we need everybody help, man. So for all y'all that's on, man, if y'all feel that we are good representatives for y'all, we need y'all support. December 17th at 10 a.m., we're doing something here at NAC. We're doing a district council forum. Basically, just come on out and learn more about the ordinance, about the people involved in the district councils, and the change that we hope to provide to the community as it relates to policing efforts. And I'm also having a fundraiser the very next day on the 18th, and that's going to be from 2 to 5. And I believe everybody that's online already, I have your contact, and I will be sharing it profusely. Because tomorrow starts my campaign, the second half of my campaign. And so you're going to see a lot more of me, especially if you live in 60644, because I'm going to win. And I mean that sincerely, But with that being said, listen, we do this thing every Sunday from 6 to 8.
That's right.
We have various ways that you interact with the show. We got the Facebook, the YouTube, and the Zoom. So it's whatever link you choose that you feel best works with you. Again, man, I guess the only thing I can say is how I like to close. Listen, we got plenty of open seats at the table. All we're trying to do is welcome y'all home thank y'all for allowing us to welcome you to Northwest Austin Council.
Council.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night, all. And the 17th we'll be doing a giveaway.
God bless.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming on.
Hey, Tony.